but that's just me. Someone else may think differently.
Couldn't have picked some other place to meet.
Okay.
Ugly bastard. Kiki Moors. Victuals of Kiki Moor eggs. Need to incinerate these to ash. That's some stench.
Okay.
Damn it.
Freaking all this stuff. Freaking guy spawns behind me. Okay. Yeah.
The hell in his eye. Ought to use it. Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliche can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind, but we did not meet so I could prove how very original I am.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
Oh,
shall
I
do
was
whatever's in my
supposed to meet him down
Yet
here.
what you want or even need must matter little.
I was
What
too
matters
sure.
is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by their senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megoscope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out, but Bruxa had taken an interest in it.
Oops.
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
Oh.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy of Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
The ring.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I in turn gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both higher vampires. There's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Kovinaris spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands. The closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned, him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Let me drink some naps. No, let's
Rarely
drink.
say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
Seems chose to misunderstand. I don't want to talk. This setup.
So, think you've set a nice little trap for me? Sorry. Want to get me to confess? Gonna have to try harder.
I love a challenge. In that case, my ears are cocked. What must I do?
How about you get the ball rolling? Reveal one of your secrets. Vampires, intriguing creatures, must lead fascinating lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Detloff recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible. As my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Got a new life, new body. That give you a new start? Blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural
What
reaction
the
to
hell?
circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Play instantly. Assassin
Gotta ask you the big
sniper.
question.
Hitman
What everyone wonders
sniper
about.
assassin.
What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well founded? Well,
I don't understand.
We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to
Will
breathe.
they
But were
only
you
give
dead?
you that
As humans understand death,
when the
yes.
game
Feel anything?
shifts?
Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Detlaff, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
This is so weird.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
Oh, and I know what the game I was thinking of.
Curious what you did
Control
after you were
looks like
reborn.
Quantum
As I'm sure you
Break.
can surmise,
That's
but
the
first
game
I was
I was
thoroughly absorbed
thinking
in
of.
recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the
But
first
for
years I
the
couldn't
longest
stand
time
or
I
move on
can
my own.
freaking think of
Detlef
it.
bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back. Defeated the Wild Hunt together.
Ooh. Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now.
So what? Let's talk later. No.
All right. Give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a Witcher?
Yeah, it'd be okay.
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a Witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a Witcher.
Thank you for being honest. Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
That's it.
Oh,
Let's
what
wait a
if
bit longer.
I
It'll return
could
soon,
try
don't
to
doubt that for a moment.
Twitch because nothing's really here. So, now go back. Yes.
Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Peace.
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. for somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the White survived entirely unmolested.
Oh, what's this? What a curse.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the White's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
One, no. Well,
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder, or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Look for what of this layer of snow reed. Nah. His weakness. Freaking so I'll check that. Check that later though. Promotion. on Amazon. Like, well, the promotion is like, oh, get $30 off.
Never a good omen.
But I don't know if it's $30 off of
Just as Raven wasn't
a
lying.
single game or all
The
games.
price.
I'm pretty sure we're single game. Because I pre-ordered Hitman 2 and it gave me 30% off on that one game. So I think it's for one game, 30% off. But then I pre-ordered freaking another game and it doesn't have that promotion on it. It's like, really? Really?
Strange. I
Cool.
sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm.
It's just so
Trying
annoying,
to
like,
tell me something.
why?
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right.
See, I kinda wanna freaking see that, yeah, since no
Somebody's
one's
clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed.
freaking
Can't be a
here.
coincidence.
Go
Need to look
for
around.
man. Oh god damn it. Really
What a
awesome.
pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly.
I thought
Find a way to
it
collect some
would
white
have
saliva.
more talking.
White's obsessed.
Well, that's
Real
also
collector.
why I like
Thoroughbred.
JRPGs is because if I wanna
Spoon.
search
Pretty
something I
ordinary.
can.
Maybe a little old.
It doesn't have these really short cutscenes.
Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship must have graced a rich man's table. Smashed mirror.
Yeah, I
Someone
guess
couldn't
I
stand to look at
was
themselves.
used to the long cutscenes. But I like the long cutscenes, but sometimes it's not that good because
No spoon you have shall say to you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right
because
spoon.
you have this whole
Skeletons.
amount of time.
They came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It makes sense. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death. Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him. Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy. Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic. Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. Thousands of them here. White's been a collector for years.
It's just I wanna
Whites exist.
know the
Real character.
terms to
Thoroughbred.
that thing.
Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
To the E3 promotion. And I
was looking
guess
for.
I just
White's not
couldn't
particularly
wait
tiny.
for them.
Table set. White, who lives here, is getting ready for some sort of feast. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. We just need some
I
brew.
wanna know
I'm afraid he
now
won't get
sort
that.
of thing,
No
but
choice but to hide and wait for the saliva
freaking
glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. Another spring. Yep, just as normal as the
but
last
I'm
one.
not gonna freaking do that right now. Okay, I'm hoping I have time. It's man 2. Hurry up, low. Good. Go with the Xbox version because it probably has that. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay then. PS4 standard done. Oh, it doesn't. Oh god, I need Amazon
I'm not gonna
foresight.
hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it.
Okay, yeah, you could
Tried to
only
bring
see
folk
that
here.
in a
Convinced them to set
foresight.
the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest.
Oh, it only works on the standard version.
Just need a bit from
Okay,
Regis.
here's how. Launch over
And
now.
now we'll tend to
Okay.
you.
Offer Xenon Reply. Offer good lost price last shipping. Jesus.
Need to get this right. Words of the curse were,
Not much
none
be
shall sit at
purchased
thine
in
electric table, no
in a
spoon house shall
single
sink
order
you.
and shit.
Never again shall you wish to spy a
Oh,
reflection in the mirror.
okay. In a single order. Let's swap spoons. Let's use spoons. Not.
This isn't right. I missed something? Listen, gonna stand up real slow. Gotta search the house again. Sit tight, I'll be right back. Calm down.
Okay. Oh shoot.
Work.
Hurry up.
That file stuff for nothing.
I will
Got the
just
proof.
pause it when I ever go back to Twitch. That's okay. I understand now. I just really wanted to play that. I mean to see that.
Can't do anything for the white though, except cut it down. Seems I'll have to kill the white in its own junk heap. Screwed up with the curse. We'll just get what he wants though. There is that.
Well, because there's only 2 games I really want from that, maybe 3, but yeah, not really much from what is it, E3. That kinda sucks. All I want is Hitman 2, Senran Kagura Burst Renewal. Then maybe Hyperdimension Neptunia RPG, maybe. Oh, and it also kind of depends on the price for yeah. So I'm gonna see that. Is it 30% off the whole order or what? I would guess so. 30% off the whole order, like that's not that much to be honest, but it's something, you know. Well, 30% off the whole order is not. I don't know what I'm saying. But he's just stupid back.
Think your friend's hand will make for a nice broth?
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from the hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. Raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
Pretty helpful creatures. Call on them often?
I try not to overdo it, but they can be so useful, as they were now, when I merely needed to be sure I could arrive in time should things go sour.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance? Mentioned a last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell. As our flesh changes, so does our blood's chemical composition. To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. And that stands to be very, very dangerous.
Dangerous? Why? I mean, you'll still be you, right?
True, but I should be highly agitated, in a state of fury. You know better than I that fury cannot be controlled. If you've ever seen an enraged vampire, you know very well that all who find themselves nearby will be in grave danger.
How will we handle that? I'd rather not have you lunge at me, claws extended.
That makes two of us. But worry not. I've thought it through very thoroughly. Details to follow soon.
All right, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Teshem Mudna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Teshem Mudna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed such a taste and lust for human blood that in one night he could imbibe an entire village. This brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us, seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Teshem Mudna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage. Sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
See no reason to dawdle. Teshem Mudna. Take me there.
In a moment. Just one last thing.
What was that?
Blood. Oh, the last favor the Raven did me. I've also taken some Sangurium, a solution that sharpens one's sense of smell. One drop of blood shall smell like a gallon to me now.
You crazy? You're a recovering addict.
Your outrage warms my heart, Geralt. But you must remain calm. I had no choice. As things stand, the die is cast. High time we set off for Teshem Mudna. My head's spinning already, and you're You're starting to smell quite tasty.
And you're starting to scare me.
Oh, I don't know.
We have arrived. The
Just
sacrificial chamber of torture and torment lies underground.
Sure you know what you're doing?
I can only hope I do. Please, let's go. The longer we delay, the less control I shall have of my faculties. I'd really prefer not to hurt you.
You
don't
lead.
worry. Okay, he was right there.
Scurvers must be getting close to their feeding ground.
Correct. I told you there'd be danger. Beyond this wall lies...
An ancient vampire dungeon. Seen a lot of things in my time. Nothing quite like this, though.
I feel honored.
Okay,
A man
cool.
with such a wealth of experience, yet I'm about to show him something new. Now, to open it.
It's like,
How the hell?
sure,
It's
the
an ancient form of protection.
things are long. Like the voices are long, but at least they're voiced.
The mechanism which releases the latch reacts only to the higher vampire blood.
Tricky mechanisms, a vampire hideout. Fortified, secured. Must have been important to your species once. Toussaint.
It shall always be so. During the conjunction, the gate from our world to this one opened, and from this land and no other. This was the first place we saw.
Okay.
This place. There's evil here. Death
Oh,
hangs in the
wait.
air.
Oh, I thought I would have something
Yes. Great many
more.
things have breathed their
Okay.
last here.
Glyphs are carved into the rock. Coated with blood used to be. They mean something?
They're emblems, symbols of, well, what you would call tribes, dispersed throughout the world after the conjunction. My ancestors placed them here to remind us of where we came from.
Seems your kind is
Oh,
a peculiar little library.
Indeed, though I personally did not lay a hand to it.
Cells? Who for?
Disgraceful. Excruciatingly so, this particular page of my history. I'd rather not summon the demons of the past if it's all right with you.
Whose is this glyph?
Amarun. They ventured beyond the sea.
oh, clowns.
Charming place. But what are all those cages for? Mentioned one vampire being kept here.
Yes, well, you see, humanitarians is something my ancestors were not. They concluded Kagmar would best be punished if he were tormented with the scent of blood he could not taste. Thus, they also kept humans here. Humans whose blood they slowly
Okay,
led.
no.
Kagmar ranted and raged in pain as those humans slowly bled to death.
They treated them like
Are we
livestock.
gonna fight
Live
something,
I'd
or
like to be able
what?
to turn back time, deny it, but alas, I can do neither. Feel shame for my brethren. That is all I can do.
Don't take it so hard. Nothing you could have done about it. Let's get to work.
Well, that was awkward. Fine. I prepared the bait. Please be so kind and place it, ideally at the tunnel entrances. The scent will spread most effectively then.
Okay,
Place the bait at the tunnel entrances.
what is it? Oh,
Monsters will catch its scent more quickly.
When I think how these tunnels got here,
like I kinda
send
don't.
shivers.
It was the natural order of things. The place reeked of death and it attracted necrophages.
Three done. One left. Think this'll work?
I certainly hope so. The meat stench is so thick, I wager it carries clear to Novigrad.
Oh, and recording.